Folks, welcome to Werewolf Radar, the world's most premier paranormal preparedness podcast. My name is Roger Norquist.
I am Nate Bolden.
And this week, we are Jordanless, but we are always brought to you by the fine people at Monstroco. This week's episode is brought to you by Monstroco Ultra Caffeinated Coffee. Are you tired of not being able to wake up?
No, I'm tired of not waking off.
Are you tired of not waking up because Folgers isn't enough for you? Well, Monstroco has a caffeinated coffee that is so powerful, you actually won't wake up, but something that looks like you will. Anyway, warn your family, Monstroco caffeinated coffee.
It's the coffee ganger.
Well, Nate, how have you been this week?
I've been good. I tell you what, I had some of that ultra caffeinated stuff, and I couldn't go to sleep because of the heartburn.
Yeah, it does induce some normal heartburn. Nothing weird about the heartburn, other than sometimes when you burp, whispers in an unknown language do come out.
Right. It felt like I was channeling, which is fairly normal.
Yeah, when aren't you channeling? I've always said, Nate, the biggest problem with you is you're always channeling.
Right, I'm always flipping through them channels, catching up with Sigmund Freud and Confucius. Kind of an old theory, but it's one that I hadn't really heard and is kind of fun. Is Donald Trump part werewolf? Perhaps so, according to a remarkable little paper published in 2017. Donald Trump werewolf spawn? Question mark?
It might explain some tendencies that he has.
So it was written by Kevin D. Piddle and Nicholas A. Hopkins. The authors speculate on the basis of inconclusive but interesting evidence. Important to be, skeptic about these things, but it's fun anyway. That Trump may be descended from Peter Strumpf, one of the most famous victims of Europe's 16th century werewolf trials. Now, you may know him better from previous episodes of Werewolf Radar as Peter Stub. The guy, he was a confessed werewolf, tortured on the rack. So he confessed to murder, cannibalism, rape, incest, bestiality, pretty much all of the crimes.
Was this the guy with the belt?
Yeah, this was the belt guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he would put that on and become the wolf and then go out and murder people. Then, local inquisitors tortured him. So, maybe he confessed under duress, but it seems like pretty good evidence that this guy did commit a bunch of crimes while being a weirdo from the woods.
Like, this is a bad analogy, but I like it because I've been watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race. What you're saying is that this belt is his drag, and when he wears it, he slays.
Exactly. I think that's a perfect analogy.
Only the drag form of slaying is nice and pleasant. And this seems like it was brutal.
Drag slaying is getting glitter bombed or some shit. He was then broken on the wheel, beheaded, and burned at the stake in Cologne on October 31st, 1589. Awesome that they did that on Halloween. So you've got time to celebrate.
They didn't even have a Halloween back then, did they? This is like some pre-Halloween ritual.
I'm not sure. I mean, they would have had All Hallows Eve, probably, because this would have 1589 in Cologne, Germany. Yeah, they would have still been probably practicing Lutherans. His daughter and a woman named Katerina Trump, both of whom were accused of having affairs with him, were also burned at the same time. The latter, Piddle and Hopkins note, may well have been the same Katharina Trump who features in the family tree of Donald Trump. If this is true, and again, this is a speculative hypothesis, Donald Trump is descended from a werewolf's love child.
I mean, it does make sense. The irrationality, the temper, the hatred for those who you're supposed to love. The fact that, remember when he came back from the hospital with COVID still, and he was like breathing hard, and then he looked at the moon and howled for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, and he wants to fuck his daughter, just like
Mhm.
this Peter Stube.
The
Follow the
apple doesn't fall from yeah,
far from the Stube.
yeah, from the stube.
Follow the track of the werewolf back into the mists of Eurasian antiquity, and it's possible to trace the outlines of an archaic set of traditions of the Indo-European peoples back when they were cattle-herding tribes in the plains of what is now Ukraine and southern Russia. In those days, boys who reached puberty left their home to dwell in the forest under the tutelage of elder shamans. For a period of several years, they spent the summers living like wild things, eating raw meat, sleeping in the open, and raiding neighboring tribes to steal cattle. The winters, in turn, were devoted to harsh austerities and rituals of initiation. So, some fun little werewolf history there. The most important of those rituals centered on the mythic theme of casting off their participants' identity as boys and becoming wolves.
Fierce, boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. Werewolf bar mitzvah. I love how stupid of a joke that is, but how often it comes up in everyone's life.
I think about it once a day. Predatory, loyal, tough, attuned to the wilderness. Then, once their period in the forest is finished, they cast off their wolf identity through another ritual process, became men, and returned to their village to take up their social roles as husbands, fathers, providers, and warriors. Which, of course, is exactly how Donald Trump lived. For thousands of years, that was how the Indo-European tribes handled the turbulent transition from boyhood to manhood, and mythic echoes of these same customs remain in the Indo-European societies ranging from India to Ireland long after the original tradition had faded out. Now, one thing we can say is that so Peter Stube, aka
good old Stubel,
aka Peter Stumpf, who definitely had some sort of relationship with Katharina Trump, both lived in the same area where eventually Donald Trump's grandfather, who was named Drumpf, which was possibly an intertwining of Stumpf and Trump.
Yeah, linguistically, it could be very likely connected in how names change across cultures and pronunciations of various letters.
Yeah. Had grown up in the same region as these people, and their family had been there for quite some time. So it is entirely possible that the Drumpf name came from the intertwining of this murderer and his lover.
Oh, I could see it. Let alone even if it's not this, you are of that bloodline. The curse flows within your blood too.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's really a curse. I think this man needed some mental help and did some horrific things.
Yeah. He was a nut job. Also, he was, living hard in the woods, and I'm sure that he did some theft and some highwayman stuff. Then we get a little. The article wants to give us a little more werewolf history. Did these boys in the wilderness actually turn into wolves? Not in any biological sense, surely. That said, human consciousness is capable of strange things.
Gotcha.
Certain bands of Norse warriors in historic time were called Ulfnidar, or wolf coat wearers. Like their close equivalents, the berserker or bear shirt wearers, they can enter into a battle frenzy in which they behave like wild beasts, possessing superhuman strength, insensibility to pain, and the ability to walk over burning coals unscathed.
I mean, I could do that.
Yeah.
But only because for a number of years I spent without shoe wearing. Just I had shoes, didn't want to wear them. My feet
Right.
became calloused.
Well, and you get those like weird uh like corporate team building
Retreats, yeah.
retreats, and there's always a coal walking exercise, it seems.
Countless people get hurt at it. It's one of my favorite
Uh,
articles to see is like 20 burned badly at corporate retreat firewalking.
Nobody had the balls to be like, this is dumb.
Because that's not team building, that's team
That's
destroying.
true. That's team leadership.
Truly. We should not do this, guys.
A priestly clan among the Faliscans, an Italian people absorbed by the Romans, had the same firewalking reputation. They were called Hirpi Serrani, or wolves of the god Serranus, or sore anus.
That's funny.
Is it?
It made me chuckle.
All right. Certain kinds of out of body experience in which the participants experience themselves as taking on animal form also seem to be caught up in the same tradition. It's a heady mix of practices, more than enough to make its initiates fierce and effective warriors in an age of hand to hand combat.
I could definitely see this continuing on within some families of high status, like this seems like some Kennedy shit. This seems like some shit that Robert Kennedy's done.
Oh,
I could see
sure.
the Trumps doing it, like that.
Well,
What's that group called? The Bohemian Grove group type
Bohemian
shit.
Grove, yeah. Yeah, and they're going back to like Dionysian shit. So, this isn't even that long ago.
No, this is like modern compared to some of the shit that the rich and elite do. And then they're all like, why aren't you going to church? That's where you'll get your money. I don't know which rich person's doing that, but I know there's one that's not a pastor who's doing it. I can't remember his name right now, but it was on a Forbes thing. It was weird. It was one of those contributor articles. And like the guy was all like, the problem with workers is they ain't going to church. And then all the comments below it were I got to work Sundays.
Yeah, right.
I can't go to church.
There's a reason for that. Whether any remnant of the archaic wolf cult re-endured, however, it's safe to say that its archetype certainly did, and it remains a living and potent force today. Imagine for a moment how the reputation of the ancient wolf initiates changed as the tribal cultures of Indo-European antiquity gave way to the settled societies of medieval Europe, as warriors were expected to become the loyal servants of feudal magnates, and the new ideology of Christianity put its own spin on the legacies of the distant past. And this is I'm only reading this because it includes the legend of Robin Hood. Outlaws.
In relation to werewolves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is also a new one to me.
Yeah, I knew a bulk of the legends and stories of Robin Hood, but I don't know the werewolf one. If not, I skipped over it.
I think they're really just using him as an example, but
of a woodman.
Yeah, here and there, as in the legends of Robin Hood, outlaws seized the popular imagination as an emblem of resistance to the status quo, but far more often the fierce, lonely men who had been driven out of polite society and dwelt in deep forests and mountainous regions were feared and despised by the respectable people of their time. It was proverbial in medieval England that outlaws, quote, had a wolf's head. That is to say, like the wolf that was their ancient emblem, they could be killed out of hand by anyone tough enough for the job, and their deaths would be met with general rejoicing.
I don't
crazy.
Yeah, I don't like to take part of hunting anymore, shit like that, to where like I'm overcoming nature. But you fight a wolf with your bare hands, I got some respect for you. To be like, I mean, you took his head. No weapons used, so it was, if anything, on his side, on the wolf's side.
Kill.
Yeah, that's a good kill, man. You want a beer and tell me the story?
Right. Here's a stein. Now,
Rejoice,
make
please.
make Hrothgar's long table yell in sport. This, of course, is where we circle back to Donald Trump. Well before a jury found him liable for sexual abuse this week. Mind you, this is 2017, I believe, 2018. So there's still a bunch of counts of sexual abuse coming.
Oh, I'm crying.
The man had made an enduring mark on American culture by violating all the rules that polite society had erected to maintain the grip of today's privileged classes on the levers of political and social power. It's a piece of synchronicity that Carl Jung would have appreciated that Trump may be descended from a famous werewolf, because he's the outlaw of today's American politics, sporting a wolf's head in the best medieval style, refusing to. You can see that this is a little bit. This is from a guy that probably voted for him twice.
This is some MAGA energy.
It's getting there.
But weirdly enough, like the most sane of it that I've been hearing recently, to be like, he acknowledges some stuff, but is all like, but my man Donald Trump seems to got the rage under control.
Sporting a wolf's head in the best medieval style, refusing to play by the rules that keep power in the hands of a failed managerial aristocracy that can't lead but won't get out of the way. That's why he feels the same kind of blind hatred that Peter Stumpf got from the German authorities of his time. That's not why.
That is not what happened.
It's because
in your own writing.
It's committed a lot of crimes.
Yeah, in your own writing, you said different stuff, but that's fine, sir.
Yeah. It's no exaggeration to say that there are plenty of people who would gladly see Donald Trump broken on the wheel, beheaded, and burnt at the stake if they thought they could get away with it. And I don't know that they would go that far.
Sir, you're not going far enough for me. Let me tell you about the war crimes that Democrats have done as well. What if I was to tell you that I don't think regicide should be a crime?
I don't think it is.
And ignorance is 9/10 of the law.
Exactly. There's more to the archetypal pattern than this, however. Of all the many people who rallied around Trump's banner in 2015 and haven't abandoned it yet, what's the group that's made the biggest mark? It's primarily young men, the same group who would be out there in the forests learning how to be wolves if we still followed the folk ways of Indo-European antiquity. Then it gets into some shit that I don't think we need to cover.
We hit the bulk of it. I have a feeling of where that other energy is going.
Yeah. He starts talking about, how it's hard to be a young man in America.
It's not. It's so, as a white man in my early 40s, let me tell you how I don't have, I'm missing 1/10 of the power I used to have.
Well, fair enough.
Do you know what it's like not to be at your full masculine power?
This is just
a question for all the listeners out there. I'm also selling ball light bulbs. You shine it with your ball. You shine the light at your balls. You get man power.
Yeah, I've got wolf pills.
Oh, yeah, and you have the wolf pills.
Yep, the wolf pill supplements.
Which maybe we sell those. Maybe we make some money. Maybe we go into the supplement game.
Yeah, dude, $59.99 for a bottle of wolf pills that'll keep you virile forever.
I went to the wolf graveyard, dug up a bunch of wolf bones, and put them in these capsules.
Exactly. It makes some insane claims that I think are kind of funny.
Read them. Hit us with it.
Those boys who can't handle the demands for passivity and obedience can count on being drugged into submission if they aren't simply arrested and put into what has been usefully labeled the school to prison pipeline. Now, see, the thing is,
he knows what's wrong with society. He's right on the nail there.
But
then just hammers that thing sideways for some reason.
But I know that he's not talking about a bunch of black children.
Yeah, he's not
He's
talking
talking
about the
about
problem.
Yeah, he's talking about a bunch of fucking aimless white kids who want to go to war.
How come they're putting me in Facebook jail for demanding a civil war?
This is kind of funny too. The military used to be a great escape hatch for the young men who couldn't find a place in civil society. No, it wasn't.
Did
I
it
mean, it was
colloquially was
an
known?
escape
Yeah,
hatch. I wouldn't say it was great.
it has been colloquially known as that poverty to army finish. You know, the where the
Yeah,
poors will fight your wars for you for centuries now.
yeah. I mean, this guy loves a feudal tale, I guess.
Yeah, it goes beyond feudalism to where like you're an orphan, you join the army, at least you'll be fed
Yeah.
sometimes if we're
Uh,
talking feudal armies.
And then this dude also starts talking about the woke ideology of the Pentagon bureaucrats.
Of course,
Blah,
the
blah,
wokest of
blah.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
The problem with all these war crimes the Pentagon's been doing is that they're not masculine enough.
Yeah, that's right.
These are
They're,
some trans war crimes. We need to get it back to white male war crimes. Also,
and
all war are crimes.
it's true. And Pete Hegseth is the man for that. No fatties, some pores.
I follow a lot of the weirder Reddits because of our show. And my favorite one was everyone going like, well, you only call the top military generals around the world for one reason: America's going to war. And then it turns
which is
out
actually not true. It happens every year. It's something that you is done. It's
this
usually done in secret.
This also was a special meeting outside of that normal one that happens, and it's on the books. But yeah, it's something, not anything the Pentagon's all like, we're having our annual general meet off.
Yeah, yeah. Please don't bomb the building we're advertising we're in.
And I love how this one was publicized, feared about, because everyone thought we were going to go to war or some shit. And then it just turned out to be Pete going like, I think we should harass new recruits. I think that's going to get that recruitment number up.
Yeah.
I think we should throw more bed parties.
Our military is weak and it's not big enough. And that's why we're kicking out all the women and trans people.
But Cheesebot does bring up a good point. We are probably actively at war with Colombia and Venezuela right now.
Well, technically we should be. We committed
bombed
several
Venezuelan
war crimes
ships
against Venezuela. And I guess an admiral has actually resigned over that. So, good on him.
Good on him.
But yeah,
I mean, outside of the war crimes that he probably committed or helped lead commit to the Arabic people, but that's fine.
He was definitely there's blood on his hands.
Yeah, I'm glad he learned now versus never learning, I guess.
But yeah, then there's just a bunch of more of that kind of shit. But it was very funny when I got halfway through the article to find out that this was basically saying it's really cool that Donald Trump is descended from a murderous wolf man.
Oh, why would you want that?
I don't know.
That's that type of shit that like media literacy is so down right now across the world, but specifically in America. It's that same energy to where like all those cops put Punisher skulls everywhere. And I'm over here going to be like, Punisher killed a lot of cops.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like his second favorite thing to do. He liked killing the criminal.
If you got in the way.
Yeah. Which cops always did.
Yeah.
Here I am defending cops over Punisher now. Like, he did definitely kill a lot of cops who were trying their best.
Well, were they part of, all of the criminal underground? These were dirty cops, man.
I mean, show me one that ain't.
Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, Donald Trump possibly descended from a wolf man. Very possibly descended from a pretty serious criminal who was murdered by the Inquisition.
Yeah, no one's good in this tale.
And you're on the wrong side of history if you're thinking that's great.
Yeah, if your chosen political leader can trace their lineage, or you can trace their lineage back to a murderous werewolf in the old German country, think about
Probably
your
not a good
values.
sign. Although I'm guessing we can do that with a lot of our leaders.
True. Very, very true.
Maybe less so in Germany, but certainly in Protestant England.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us. This recording of One Werewolf Radar. We hope you like the episodes that are coming out, the extra content on the Patreon. By the way, if you like what we do here, please give us a sub on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Give us 5 stars anywhere you find our podcast. Check out our Discord, which you can find the links of on our YouTube. That's probably the best place where we're all somewhat active versus social media in the old sense.
Feel free to purchase 5 stars and send the certificates of ownership to us.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'll frame it behind me next to Glenn Skeleton and his creepy Randy Kramer mask he refuses to take off. It's not even Halloween anymore, but he feels comfortable in it. If you feel comfortable listening to us and like it, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/werewolf radar. For $1 a month, you can get access to additional content, such as what we record as a warm-up before the podcast, which is
our little
out
grave
there.
Nuggets.
Yeah, the grave nuggets as well. We got 2 separate things. I'm now releasing the before, all those crazy thoughts we have vamping up for the show.
All of the
sometimes very
the green room talk.
Yeah, we released the green room talk. If you want to see what we talk about in the green room, it's still ghost and video games. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing changes too much. Other than
there's additional food talk.
Yeah, there's additional food talk you miss in the main episode. But check that out, patreon.com/werewolf radar. Just $1 a month. It helps support, pays all of our hosting fees. And then maybe one day we become a real podcast where we can just do this. We will do what we said in the Grave Nugget. Try to channel dead psychics. Maybe live psychics too. See how psychic they are.
I think we should do that regardless.
Yeah, that would be a fun video. It'd be like trying to channel Amy Allen, and then all the comments are like, she's not dead. And then we'll comment back.
We know.
We know about it. I don't see why she's not receiving our thank yous, our pleas for more content. We're big Amy Allen fans here. I believe she's the only true psychic.
It seems like she's really getting some shit from somewhere.
Yeah, she sees the other ecosystem that we will enter after this mortal coil is finished. And I think that's really it. Stream every once in a while. We might be playing D&D again, but just enjoy your lives, everyone. Shit's hard out there.
D&D is coming back next month sometime, because our dungeon master has been otherwise engaged for a couple months, but
yeah, he had his teeth fixed, then he had his soul fixed, and then he had his soul unfixed because the soul mechanic messed up. It's been a whole thing.
Yeah,
but he's back.
The air conditioning in his soul was only blowing terrible hot air.
But he's back, less sweaty than normal because of that. And get ready for it. You'll see links in our Discord when it happens. And I think it's now time to end with our super unsecret sign-off line that all Pingos get to say, and avoid the curse that happens if you say the secret one. By the way, if you've been saying the secret one and telling your friends about the secret one, you've been cursing them. Please tell them this sign-off line instead. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, punch the sky, Spaceman Joe.